Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. Whether you're watching now, later, whenever, hopefully not never. I appreciate you stopping by. Currently, it is Sunday afternoon, Central Time, about a little after 2 o'clock Central Time. Popping on today just to do some astrology chart breakdown of the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm going to pull that chart up. And then also, I am streaming right now on my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel. And I'm going to connect and go live on my TikTok channel or on my account, I guess, over there too. I thought I was going to be able to do kind of like a combo platter and have every channel stream on via like one platform or one thing. But I guess I have to do TikTok separately still. They're just still kind of like giving me the test feature over there for the live feature, I guess, on my TikTok channel. So I'm going to bring in my TikTok live stream too. I haven't started that yet, but appreciate, again, anybody that's just stopping by or hanging out, whatever. Appreciate it. Whenever you happen to be catching this. I do have the astrology chart pulled up or ready to share for the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. And yeah, happy March to people. It is March 1st. So crazy. And we also have a lunar eclipse coming up on, I think it's Tuesday. It's on, Tuesday, March 3rd. So 3-3. We have the worm moon happening. So that'll be the moon will be in Virgo. It will be opposing the sun in Pisces, or that's when the full moon happens, when the sun and the moon are opposite one another. So that'll be happening here in a couple of days. Just got back from the park. So that's kind of why I'm still like bundled up a little bit here. Hi, William. How are you? Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Hope all is going well. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Let me know what you got going on in your world. And two, I think I am actually going to be able to watch the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. It's on ABC, I think, today too. So I'm going to go live on my TikTok channel, on my account, whatever you call it. I'm just diving into the TikTok live stream. So I'm just going to pull that up. If you do want to follow my TikTok channel, well, I have a couple of them. They're all in the description of this video or this live stream. They should be there. But the one that I'm going to be going live on is Jade C. Cook. So go check it out. I'm going to go live over there right now. So it's giving me a countdown. And I am sharing my screen too. Oh, man. That screen share got a little crazy on my TikTok channel, but that's okay. Oh, good. Nice. We like the thumbs up. Everything going good. That's good. And, like I share over here on TikTok and YouTube, I do share the astrology chart, which I am going to pull up here in a minute or two. And then I put it as the background on my TikTok live stream. And it just got a little bit like stretched out. So I'm going to try to do my best there. I wish I could change that. I wonder if I can change it. Might have to do that. Oh, it's not okay. It is going to let me do it, I guess, but I'm still, I'm still trying to like figure out the TikTok thing. I'm just like diving in there. So, I mean, that's cool. But, yeah, I'm just kind of bummed that got like blown up, or it got kind of like stretched out. So, and two, it's interesting on the TikTok platform on the live stream where it's like telling me that I can invite people. I'm just still trying to figure it out. But I'm going to get the astrology chart pulled up here for Wolves and Nuggets on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm going to share my screen. It is, interesting. I don't know. I'll do better. Next time on that, I guess. So, oh, you know what? I think it's telling me to like invite people to co-host on my TikTok channel. I don't really know why it's doing that, but again, I'm just learning that platform. So let me get the chart pulled up here. But the majority of you guys know that I usually have quite a few charts pulled up at any given time. So let me make sure I'm going to find the right one. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right. See, I like that it's set up like this over here. I like the way this looks aesthetic. It's aesthetically pleasing to me. So, yeah. And two, I hope everybody has a good full moon. We're coming up the last couple of days here, and I just find it really interesting that it's on 3/3 too. So that's cool. And hopefully, you know, the full moon that is coming up, they call it like the worm moon too, because it's, you know, spring's right around the corner. Worms and things are just going to be moving underground. You know, the flowers, the grass is all going to start like making its way towards the surface. So spring around the corner. So that's good, at least for people in the northern hemisphere. And full moons too are usually about like a culmination of things, like an ending or like wrapping things up. So hopefully everybody, you know, has something illuminated in their life that maybe they need to, and, you know, an ending in a good way. So let's see. You're sitting here watching the new series, The Walking Dead, Dead City. All right. I've not heard of that. I have seen an episode or two of The Walking Dead. My roommates at the time were into it. I never got into that myself. I don't know, just maybe not my genre, but is it any good? I was trying to hop on HBO and watch their like the Knights of the Seven Kingdom, I think it's called. It's kind of like the Game of Thrones like spinoff or whatever, but I can't leech off of my mom's HBO account, so I can't be watching that, but I mean, that's okay. I'll probably re-up my HBO subscription once House of the Dragon comes back. Also, I don't know if anybody else is watching The Traitors or if you did, but that just wrapped up on Thursday. So I kind of thought like that whole season was it was okay. I kind of thought it was a snooze fest though, a little bit, but oh, it's on Netflix. Oh, very good. I don't have Netflix either. I was trying to do the leeching thing and it wouldn't let me. So I'm going to have to get my own, but very good. Maybe one day. Okay. I just have Hulu right now. So I'm just kicking it with that. All right. So right now, you guys, at the start of the game, again, it's slated for 1:30-ish Denver time. And so the moon right now, because we're pretty close. What time is it? It's like almost 2:20 Central Time. So tip off for Timberwolves Nuggets should be in about like 20 minutes or so. Roughly, give or take. The NBA, sometimes the NBA isn't like right on schedule, which, you know, it'll happen. But when I need the exact time of tip off for the astrology chart, sometimes it can make it challenging. Like, it's far easier to do the NFL game charts because they usually are very close and they usually stay on time. So appreciate it, everybody just stopping through or stopping by. I'm going to start talking about this chart here in a second. And yeah, I'm just not really pleased with how it looks on the background on my TikTok account, but I'm going to just have to get over that. So I appreciate everybody just stopping by. And again, the eclipse is right around the corner. So hopefully everybody's kind of wrapping up some loose ends and tying that in a little bow and saying, see you later. So hi, Victoria. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Winter. Thanks, everybody, for stopping through on TikTok. Hi, Delton. How are you? Good to see you. I saw, too, if Rap ever sees this, happy belated birthday to Rap. Missed his live stream last night, but he had a birthday. So that's very good. And again, for those of you that are on my YouTube and my Twitch channel and you're watching, I'm just diving into the TikTok live stream on my phone over here. I thought I was going to be able to do it in one little package bow here, but I guess that's not in the cards today. So hope everybody's having a great Sunday though. All right. So for right now, the moon is in Leo. So the moon is the co-ruler of every single chart. Again, she's working up towards this full moon lunar eclipse that we're going to have on the 3rd of March, which is crazy. I mean, time just keeps going, right? But it's already March. Crazy. So at the start of the game, it's going to be at 20 degrees of Leo. And Leo, naturally in astrology rules the 5th house, which is where sports, recreation, gambling is found. So with the moon in Leo, I would expect the stadium or the arena, I guess, to be pretty full. Anthony Edwards, I do know for the Timberwolves that he was born when the sun was in Leo. So the moon was kind of crossing over his sun sign. So who Anthony Edwards is, at his core ego, he's a Leo personality. And he very much encompasses that Leo energy, very extroverted. The spotlight is always just kind of on him. Leo placements, Leo is ruled by the sun. So it's like that spotlight is going to pretty much follow Leo placements wherever they go, whether some Leos really, really enjoy that, some not so much. Anthony Edwards is a very, very good example of somebody with a Leo placement. So I don't know the rest of his chart, but again, appreciate everybody on TikTok. Thanks so much for stopping on through. Appreciate it. So at the start of this game, moon is in Leo, and there's probably other Leo placements on the Denver Nuggets and on the Timberwolves. But I mean, Anthony Edwards is just the one that sticks out in my mind. And two, side note, I pulled up the birth chart for Prince, musician Prince, and such a good example. I'm going to look at that chart a little bit more and probably share that in the next coming days or like the next couple of weeks or something, because Prince's birth chart is just such a good example of things that he has in his birth chart and how he lived his life and how his life was. I'm just like, when I was looking at it, I was like, oh my gosh, it is just so fitting. But anyway, so I'm going to do that a different day, share Prince's birth chart. But so, again, I would expect like the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, the fans to be rowdy. They want to have fun on a Sunday afternoon because the moon rules our emotions. It rules the people in the sign of Leo, can be very flashy. So, and also the moon being at 20 degrees of Leo at the start of this game, it's very, very close to the fixed star Regulus. Regulus sits at 29 degrees of Leo, and that's a very royal energy, a royal sign. Hi, everybody on TikTok. Thanks again for stopping on through Rustic Roots. I like that name. Thanks for being here. But yeah, the moon being next to fixed star Regulus, it wouldn't surprise me if there was maybe like a celebrity or two maybe in the crowd today during the game. It is being played in Denver, so I don't know. Like the first celebrity for Denver that comes to mind, or a celebrity that lives in Colorado, is like Peyton Manning. Maybe one of the Mannings, or maybe Peyton Manning's gonna make I don't know. Rustic Roots, thank you. A heart me. I don't know what any of the gifts mean or anything or that, but I really appreciate it. I'm still learning the TikTok live world, but thank you for sending that. Oh, you're a Leo? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah, so the moon is right next to your sun sign. That's amazing. Do you feel like the spotlight follows you wherever you go? Again, some Leos really, really like that. Some Leos like to shine that spotlight for other people, like to put other people in the spotlight. But that's awesome. I am a Leo rising, so I have a couple Leo placements to myself. All right. And for the Denver Nuggets, I'll start with them. They're going to be ruled by Saturn, because Capricorn is the zodiac sign that is going to be ruling the Nuggets today. And Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn. Saturn is the greater malefic planet in astrology. It can bring delays, blockages. It also rules older people, karmic energy, kind of father time energy. Saturn and Neptune are right next to each other in the sky right now. They're both at 1 degrees of Aries. Neptune can bring illusions. It can make things murky and not exactly super clear. All right. You said to go popular. I need to know what that is, but thank you so much, Rustic Roots. And I really like that name. You have a great day too. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will. You have a great day. And it's Leo day too. It's Sunday. Sunday is ruled by the sun rules Leo. So very, very fitting. So again, appreciate everybody on TikTok for stopping on through. I'm just diving into the TikTok live world. I am also live on my YouTube and my Twitch account. So anyway, I got like dual things going on here. Hi, JB. Good to see you. Good afternoon. I'm doing good. How are you? And yeah, Sunday. It's funny. We're talking about Leo, moon being in Leo. Every planet, and the sun and the moon rule a day of the week, and Sunday is ruled by the sun, and sun rules Leo. So it's very fitting. Thank you. Yes, Rustic Roots. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been posting a few videos on here, but I just got access to go live. So I'm doing the live thing on my TikTok account on my phone. I've been doing live streaming on my YouTube channel for many, many years, but I just decided to jump into TikTok too. So I appreciate that. Yeah, JB, good to see you. So Saturn, that's going to be the ruler for the Nuggets. And then on the flip side, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're going to be ruled by the moon. Moon in Leo. Again, we were already kind of talking about Anthony Edwards is the sun in Leo. He's the all-star for the Timberwolves and kind of just for the league in general. So I would expect Anthony Edwards to perhaps have a good game today, or extra eyes on him. Or, I mean, he kind of does have to, like, he is the leader of the Timberwolves and he kind of has to drag them along at certain times. And then again, back to the moon, because she is the co-ruler of every single chart and she does rule the Timberwolves. Now, for the moon, the next line of communication that the moon is going to be making is a square to Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet of surprises and upheaval, and it's in the sign of Taurus right now. It's been there for a while. Uranus is at 27 degrees of Taurus, and Uranus is very close to fixed star Algol, which is associated with like losing one's head. I feel like Algol is also at 27 degrees of Taurus as well, but very, very close. So, you know, and Uranus is an outer planet. So the things that are associated with Uranus usually move a little bit slower or kind of gradually like build up over time. But with Uranus receiving a square from the moon, our emotions, somebody might, I don't want to say like lose their cool during this game, but it very much could transpire. Definitely with the moon squaring Uranus, and also Mars, the planet of anger and, you know, kind of fire and explosions and our energy, our ambition. Mars was just squaring Uranus. So, you know, if you guys have been paying attention to the news, or if you haven't, you know, the attack in Iran and things like that, Mars Uranus energy can be very, very explosive. Mars is associated with war. It is the lesser malefic planet in astrology. So Mars can be a little bit of a meanie. Mars is at 29 degrees of Aquarius. 29 is an anaretic degree. It's the very final degree before Mars moves into Pisces. All right. So we're kind of collectively, you know, in the world kind of feeling this energy. And two, if you can see the moon squaring Uranus is that red line there. A square is tension between two planets. It's 90 degrees. And also, again, Mars squaring Uranus, coming off that direct square. And the moon will eventually also be opposing like this one. It's either one way or another when planets are opposing each other. They're in opposition. So you've got a flash goal. I don't know what that means. TikTok's telling me stuff, but I'm still trying to learn. Thanks everybody again for joining, especially those on TikTok. I'm kind of just doing like I'm learning as I dive in here to the TikTok live streaming. So the moon will eventually oppose Mars. It won't happen during the game, but again, the moon ruling the people, our emotions. Mars rules anger. It's at this very final potent degree. just coming off a square to Uranus. There could be some kind of like extra feisty energy within the game today for Timberwolves and Nuggets, or Nuggets versus Timberwolves, because the Nuggets are hosting. And especially for the Timberwolves, because they are ruled by the moon. The moon is already again in the flashy sign of Leo, coming up to square Uranus. Again, Uranus is unstable energy. And then it's going to oppose Mars. So it's almost making like this, if you can kind of see this triangle here, like it's almost up to a T square, which is, it's a lot of tension. All right. That's when two planets are opposing one another. And then each of those planets are also squaring another planet. So the moon is coming up, or Uranus is basically coming up on a T square with the moon and Mars. All right. So we got a lot of like explosive energy in the sky right now. Also, not to mention that, again, we're leading up to this eclipse. So it's kind of like this culmination, this like bubbling, getting ready to just like be done. Right. So, and astrologers have been looking at like this time period, the last like 2 weeks or so, just in world astrology and what have we kind of seen unfold here. So it's a very, very active time. All right. Now, for each team, I also look at their 5th house ruler. That's how they play their game. Oh, the Boers. I mean, hey, you're entitled to your own opinion. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, astrology is false. Interesting take. But I mean, everybody has the right to their own opinion. The planets in the sky reflect what's going on down here and vice versa. That's my opinion. That's what I believe. Astrology has been around since the very beginning of time. So anyway, but when I do the predictions too, and I read the charts, like when I get a prediction wrong, because I'm not 100% right all the time, that just means I didn't read the chart correctly. But I can always go back and check my work, which is what's really great about astrology, especially doing like game charts or predictions of sporting events or anything really. You can watch the chart play out in real time. And then you can go back and see what did you get right and what did you get wrong. All right. So for the Denver Nuggets, how they play their game today is going to be ruled by Venus. And then they also have Uranus in their 5th house. I feel like this might be, I don't want to say this game is necessarily going to be like a bloodbath between the two, but it could get extra competitive and, just extra spicy. And I think both of these teams have the exact same record going into the game today. Let me double check that. And the game is slated to start here pretty much at any time. So the Timberwolves are 37-23. Excuse me. The Denver Nuggets are also 37-23. I could see this game getting kind of rowdy today. And I mean, for the Timberwolves, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if like there was a flagrant foul or, I mean, Rudy Gobert has been kind of no stranger to the flagrant fouls and things like that, or just things getting extra heated on the court today. So, hey, Ohio, how you doing? Hey, happy Sunday to you. Thanks for being here. Exactly. Delton, you get me. Yeah. As above, so below. Exactly. All right. So let's see here. And, I say for the Timberwolves too, and I feel like both sides could get a little bit extra spicy, but with the Denver Nuggets being ruled by Saturn is in the sign of Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars, again, at this anaretic degree of 29 degrees. Mars, again, rules our ambition, our drive, but also anger. Okay. And Saturn is a cold planet. It moves very, very slowly. Mars prefers things that are fast. So I feel like for the Denver Nuggets, they're older players, they're more veteran players, possibly like their coaching staff. The older people are going to keep more of a level head or try to kind of keep things under control. Where, again, the Timberwolves being ruled by the moon moves really quickly. She rules our emotions. She's in the sign of Leo, being very, very flashy, very outward with emotions. The moon, that being the Timberwolves, squaring moving to square Uranus, this chaotic, unstable energy. So it might be kind of like the Timberwolves just really trying to like find their footing, maybe just kind of a little bit all over the place with themselves, with their emotions, where the Denver Nuggets are maybe going to be a little bit more stable. But also for Denver, we do have to remember that Saturn that rules them is a slow mover, and being next to Neptune makes things a little bit murkier. It's kind of like looking at things with rose-colored glasses a little bit too. So let's look out for that. For the Denver Nuggets, their game being ruled by Venus, I do like for them because Venus is at 24 degrees of Pisces, and I'm not going to talk about that right now. I already kind of touched on that with the astrology that's going on, but I don't want to talk about that right now. All right. I'm going to just stick to the game chart. I did also, again, kind of make mention of the astrology as to that being like an explanation as to what's going on. If you want to go back in the stream, feel free to do that. But yeah, I'm going to stick to this right now. So, yeah, I do like that for the Nuggets because Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces. So basically, Venus doesn't rule Pisces, but she feels like a special guest there. So she does well there. And to Venus at 24 degrees of Pisces, again, ruling how the Nuggets are going to play their game, is in good communication with Uranus. Uranus is in the Nuggets' 5th house of how they play their game. For TikTok people, I'm going to kind of maybe move myself. So Uranus is over here, 5th house for the Nuggets. Venus is over here for them. All right. So Venus, Uranus in good communication. And also I look at the 10th house for each team. Majority of you already all know that, but the 10th house is rules your public image, your career, your longevity. So Venus also rules that for the Denver Nuggets today. The one thing for the Nuggets that I don't really, not that I don't really like, but the fact that they are ruled by Saturn. And again, Saturn is the greater malefic planet, and it can bring blockages, delays, slow things down. So it might take a little bit of time for Denver to kind of get rolling today. But I do like that Venus is in good communication with Uranus. I like that for the Nuggets. And also, one other thing for Denver is they do have Pluto in their 1st house. And Pluto is the planet of like death and destruction. Pluto is in good communication with Saturn, their ruler. So that could be, some sort of slow moving death and destruction that the Denver Nuggets are going to do to the Timberwolves. So, exactly. Yeah. Thanks, Delton. I appreciate that. Yeah. I normally don't really talk politics on this channel at all. I don't really follow. I mean, it is a very important thing. It's like a world thing that's going on, but yeah. But like Delton said, there is a war within all of us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So appreciate that. All right. And now for the Timberwolves, back to them. Their 5th house is co-ruled by Mars and Pluto, and them being ruled by the moon. The moon earlier was opposing Pluto. I don't like that for the Timberwolves. The moon is working towards an opposition to Mars. I don't like that either for them. And for the Timberwolves, their 10th house of how they show out to the public today is also ruled by Mars. I don't like that for them either. Saturn, i.e. the Nuggets, are right on the midheaven or the 10th house for the Timberwolves. It's kind of like Denver, they're there, all right? They're ready to stop the Timberwolves in their tracks. Maybe make a little bit of a mockery out of them, but make them kind of feel foolish. Because Saturn, i.e. the Nuggets, is the karmic teacher. You have to do things, you have to do it right for you to get rewarded by Saturn. Like if you keep doing something over and over again and it's not the right way and you don't change the approach, you're going to, like, Saturn's going to make you turn around and do it again until you do it correctly. So I don't like that for the Timberwolves. Not to mention too, there's a asteroid in the Timberwolves 10th house. It's Chiron, the wounded healer. It's something that we're all trying to like work towards in our life. We all have Chiron somewhere. It's just like this wound that is like never fully healed within us. It's just something that we constantly have to try to work on. It's something that doesn't come easy. I do like for the Timberwolves that the moon is in good energy with Chiron. It's trining Chiron. So, I mean, that's not like the worst thing ever. But I just, for the Wolves, I just don't like that them being ruled by the moon coming up to square Uranus. And Uranus, again, is just like this unpredictable energy. And then the moon was opposing Pluto, which is one of their rulers for how they're going to play the game today. And Pluto is in the Denver Nuggets' first house of themselves as a team. So I can see the Timberwolves not making it easy for the Nuggets. Like, they are going to challenge them. But the fact that like the moon is then going to oppose Mars, I don't like that for them. The one thing for the Timberwolves that I do find to be like beneficial is that the moon, again, that rules them, is very, very close to the fixed star Regulus at 29 degrees of Leo, which is a very royal star. And the part of fortune, if this game already started, which it usually starts at 10 minutes later. So I'm just going to move the chart to 1:40 Denver time. The part of fortune then moves to 1 degree of Capricorn. Capricorn is the ruler, again, of the Denver Nuggets as a team. So the moon was in good communication with the part of fortune. And now that things have moved, time has moved, the part of fortune moves. So I'm switched over to Hulu here. So they're giving us the starting lineup. We got Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, and I think it was Julius Randle. Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Julian Strawweather, Cameron Johnson, and Nikola Jokic, the Joker, for Denver. All right. So let's see. Anything else I wanted to mention with the chart? Jade takes your Chiron away. Oh, that's sweet, Dalton. I appreciate that. You're so nice. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments. I do. That's very nice of you. Anyway, let's see. What else did I want to talk about with the chart? I feel like I kind of got all the main points here. The one thing that I feel like could really like help the Timberwolves is that, again, one of their rulers for how they play their game today, Pluto, is in the Nuggets' first house of themselves as a team. So I feel like the Timberwolves are going to do their best to try to make like this game as hard as possible for Denver. And I also find it like very, very fitting from like what we're seeing in the chart and just the records of each team. They both have the exact same record coming into the game today. What was it? 27-32. And for the Wolves too, it's like they've been on this road trip a little bit. They did win their last game, but them being ruled by the moon, we're coming up towards like the eclipse on the 3rd, just like this building energy here. But also on the flip side, again, for Denver, them being ruled by Saturn. Saturn is very slow moving, and Saturn just moved into Aries. And Aries, as a sign, it is ruled by Mars. And Aries and Mars generally do well in sporting arenas or sporting events because people that have like predominant Aries energy or Mars in Aries or like Jupiter in Aries, can be very, very good at athletics and at sports. Like somebody, like a good example of that, that just comes to mind is David Beckham. David Beckham has Jupiter in Aries. He's very, very probably one of the most popular, successful soccer or football players. And Jupiter is the greater benefic planet in astrology. It will kind of expand anything that it touches. Aries being associated with sports, and especially that something that is so high energy, like so much running, you're constantly moving in soccer or, you know, football. So he's a good example of that, as somebody that has an Aries placement or Aries placement that is a very good athlete. All right. So, I mean, all right, the game has started. So official tip-off time is about 1:46, 1:45 Denver time. Let's see here. Yeah, it did just start. I just clicked over to the Hulu stream. So we can move the chart here a couple of minutes. So let's see. About 1:45. Nothing huge changes. Nothing too huge changes. The rulers for each team are still the same. The houses for how they play their game are still the same. So I do think, I mean, again, it would not surprise me if somebody got extra spicy during this game today. All right. Especially like one of the Timberwolves players just getting extra mad. I don't want to say like a full on ejection, but I mean, I could potentially see it, especially with the moons working towards the square to Uranus. All right. But if I had to pick, and I am going to make a pick because we're diving deep into the chart here, I'm probably gonna say that Denver is gonna take it. Now, if the Timberwolves, they just hit a 3, Dante DiVincenzo just hit the 3. I think Timberwolves now go up 3-0. Everybody in the arena is still standing because they're waiting for Denver to score. All right. DiVincenzo's very, very good at defense. I will say that. The Timberwolves have kind of lacked defense a little bit. The Joker with an air ball. And for those of you that don't know, I am a Timberwolves fan, but when I do the astrology, I can't be a fan of either team. I just have to stay neutral. So otherwise your feelings get in the way. All right. And you can't have the feelings when you do the astrology charts. So sometimes I prefer to do charts of games that are teams that I don't give two rips about, because then it's, you know, you don't have to worry about the feelings getting involved. But I would say I'm just kind of taking a peek at the chart again, just to see if there's anything that I missed. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that I missed. You know, yeah, I think the things that I don't like for either team, for Denver, I don't like that they have Pluto in the first planet, again, of death and destruction, of upheaval. It can uproot things that have been there for a very, very long time and make that very challenging. I don't like that for Denver. I also don't like the fact that their ruler Saturn is conjunct Neptune, because Neptune can make things very glamorous. Again, it can make it seem like you're wearing rose-colored glasses on something. And that Neptune energy, it can cause, again, illusions, delusions. It can kind of like pull you under. And then you're like looking at something shining underwater, and then you get pulled under, you know, and then you can't come back up. I mean, that got kind of morose, but I didn't mean it to. And the fact that Saturn is the greater malefic, it is slow moving. I mean, we are kind of already seeing that with, you know, Denver. Their fans are still standing up. They're waiting for Denver to score here. It's taken a little bit longer. And that's what I kind of mentioned. It might take Denver a little bit of time to kind of get things rolling here. And the Timberwolves, again, they're ruled by the moon in the flashy sign of Leo. They're kind of moving fast here. They're up they're not showing me the score right now, but I think the Timberwolves are up 5-0. Started off with a 3, and then a little 2-pointer there by McDaniels. Joker finally lets the fans sit down. So I think it's 5-2. But again, it's very early on, just the start of the first quarter. And then going back to the Timberwolves, what I don't like for them, the moon, their ruler, working to square towards Uranus, coming off an opposition to Pluto, one of their rulers of how they play their game. And then the moon will eventually oppose Mars. Mars is their ruler of how they show out to the public. And again, one of their cool rulers of how they play their game today. And what I do like for the Denver Nuggets, again, is that Venus rules how they play their game, how they show out in a public level. Venus is exalted where she is right now in the sign of Pisces. She's in good communication with Uranus. So Uranus being in the Denver Nuggets' 5th house of how they play their game, they might do something surprising, something that is unexpected to throw the Timberwolves for a little bit of a loop. And yeah, so I'm probably right now, it is 5-2. Yeah, I could see this game still getting spicy and some sort of like emotions getting extra heightened today. And again, wouldn't surprise me if there was a flagrant foul, possibly an ejection, something like that. But I think I'm going to pick Denver to win. Just because, again, the moon she's just really not getting a lot of support. And the moon, again, is the Timberwolves. So I just feel like Denver, they're older players. They're more veteran players. You know, them being ruled by Saturn, you got to be in it for the long haul with Saturn. And you got to do things right to get rewarded by Saturn. And, you know, finishing 4 quarters strong, not giving up. And again, a little bit slower moving for Denver, but you know, them having Jamal Murray and the Joker, those are players that have been there, done that, you know, played in the league for a while. They are obviously playing in Denver. They got the home court advantage, the fans there. So I think Denver is gonna take it, but I don't think Timberwolves are gonna make it easy on them today at all. So, oh, thanks, Delton. I appreciate that. Back at you, man. I appreciate that very much. So, thank you. All right. Fiddling around with my hair today because, again, I just came back from the park with my dog. So that was fun. And that we were out there for like 40 minutes. And it's kind of chilly. It's like 20 degrees today. But, yeah. So just to wrap it up in a little bow, I am going to pick Denver to win. As a Timberwolves fan, it does pain me to say that. But, again, I have to stay neutral. So we'll see what happens. And I could see some emotions getting heightened today. All right. And I think it is going to be like a close one. And as far as like points scoring here or like point spread, Anthony Edwards for the deep 3, it doesn't hit. All right. And again, with him being a Leo and the moon in Leo, could be, you know, a little bit more eyes than normal on Anthony Edwards or something unexpected for Anthony Edwards today. I mean, I hope never want any injuries or anything like that, but moon working in Leo rules the heart. It's going to square Uranus, again, that unpredictable energy. Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Taurus rules the throat. I don't know. Hopefully no like kick to the throat, injury to the throat or anything like that. But maybe just vocally. Like we could maybe see Anthony Edwards, for example, because again, he's a sun in Leo, being more vocal during this game today. An outburst, extra outburst. I mean, he is usually pretty vocal anyway. But, you know, something extra today, maybe. So let's see. Denver's up 9-2, still in the first quarter or first quarter. So picking Denver. Let's see here. I would say like by 3 points, something like a close game. The one thing is I could see Denver kind of sticking to it and maybe tiring the Timberwolves out and kind of like taking it away. But yeah, I'm going to say like 6 to 3 points, something like that. Close one. Jaden McDaniels for the three. No good. Jokic is like, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me. Jamal Murray. Oh, Jaden McDaniels going for the offensive foul against Murray. Didn't work. Jokic got the rebound. And, you know, the key, in my opinion, basketball to winning the game, make your free throws. It's the easiest shot in the world. Nobody is guarding you. Play defense and get the rebound. Okay? Those are my 3 tips. As somebody that played basketball at an extremely, extremely high level, air ball from Dante DiVincenzo. Looks like he got fouled. He might go to the line for 3. I played basketball. The furthest I got was high school. But basketball was my best sport when I was younger. I started playing when I was like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years old. So then I played in high school up till high school. So, and okay, my free throw was the winning point to win the state tournament when I was in 6th grade. So just saying. So anyway, that's what I got, you guys. I'm going to stop sharing, I think. I'll leave it up there. All right, we got a commercial break. And yeah, people on TikTok, I really appreciate you stopping by. Again, I'm just kind of diving into TikTok live here. I didn't think I was going to get access to go live on TikTok because you need like certain criteria, all right, to go live on TikTok. And that's like 1,000 followers and being above 18, which I am, and not violating any of like their guidelines or anything, which I have not done that either. But I am nowhere near 1,000 followers on my TikTok account. I have like, I don't know, I think like 12, 13, 14 followers on there, which is, I'm grateful for all of them. But I'm kind of surprised, again, that I was allowed to go live on TikTok, which is cool. Like, I'm all for it. So, yeah, again, appreciate everybody on TikTok just cruising on through, stopping by and checking it out, and for hanging out. Delton, what? You heighten my emotions. I'll hit all your free throws. There you go. Thank you. But seriously, I just like, yeah, I mean, just my experience with playing basketball. And I mean, anybody that watches basketball or watches sports too, I mean, come on, make your free throws. Nobody's guarding you. And oh man, in practice, we normally would have to like practice free throws at the end of practice. And like, you would have to shoot like 10 free throws. And for all the free throws you missed, you'd have to run a killer. No. That's what we called them. I think other people call them like crushers or something like that. But you'd have to run a killer for every free throw missed out of 10. And if you don't know what that is, you start at the baseline. You got to run to the free throw line, run back to the baseline, run to half court, run back to the baseline, run to the opposite free throw line, then back to the baseline, run to the opposite baseline, and then all the way back. And that's 1. I'm getting tired just thinking about it. Okay. I'm getting tired just thinking about it. Dalton, you're hilarious. What is your astrology sign, Dalton? What's your sun sign, if you don't mind sharing? Again, happy birthday to Rap. His birthday's yesterday, Pisces. We knew that, though. I find it very cool that Rap's birthday is on the 28th, too. 28th in numerology is associated with wealth. So that's pretty cool. Looks like Naz Reid is in for the Timberwolves. I'll probably stay on here for a little bit, maybe just do some commentary because I can actually watch this game. All right. because not a lot of the Timberwolves games I get to see. Jamal Murray with the 3. Man, okay. And can I just beast again for a hot second? So we got about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Naz Reid. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the 3. Naz, there you go. All right. Timberwolves 10, Denver 13. Okay. What I was going to say is in the last few years with the NBA, I swear all they want to do is shoot threes. I get it. The threes, they're flashy. They're fun, right? When you nail one. Run a damn play. Okay? Set up a play. And especially I don't know, just because I watch more Timberwolves basketball because I'm a Timberwolves fan, but set up a play. And especially with Anthony Edwards, drive it to the hoop. Nobody can keep up with him. It's just if you're one-on-one, just take it. That kind of goes against what I was saying was setting up a play, but Leo. Okay. Very good. Very good. I have a Leo rising, so that can make sense why we get along too. Because oftentimes if you are if you're looking at compatibility in astrology, what you can do, which is really fun to do. I like to do that. Dante DiVincenzo pretty much shooting from half court. He missed. All right. Timberwolves 13, Denver 17, 3:44 to go in the first. Another 3 from Denver. Seriously, that's all they're doing right now. All right. Finchie's had enough. All right. For the Wolves, he is calling a timeout. It's been too much. Okay. He's we need to talk about this. But anyway, when you're looking at compatibility in astrology, a lot of times you will get along with, well, depending on a lot of things, but this is just a generalization and there is a commercial break. I have a Leo rising or my ascendant, my first house is Leo. So I generally will get along with people that have Leo placements. Delton, you were born when the sun was in Leo, which is a dominant rulership for you because the sun rules Leo. So right there, that's an added extra amount of pizzazz for you because the sun, which rules who we are at our core, our ego, rules the sign of Leo. And you were born when the sun was going through Leo. So that's a dominant placement for you. And since I'm a Leo rising, I generally will get along with people that have Leo placements. All right. So anyway, and then incompatibility, when you're looking at two people, if just dating or friendship or whatever, you can look at one person's sun sign and then look at the other person's moon sign. And if those two signs are compatible, that often means that those people are probably going to be compatible, and vice versa. You can look at the other person's moon sign and then the other person's sun sign, but you get it. You can also look for in romantic partnerships, you can look at one person's Mars and the other person's Venus, and then vice versa. Do that again. So that's kind of fun to look at for compatibility and stuff like that. Take that shit to the cup and put it in. There you go. Over and over again. Okay, that's hilarious. The Boars is back. Dude, come on now. Come on. Don't make me kick you out of here. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, but I'm not going to tolerate any sort of those comments in the chat. I'm really not. Okay? Yeah, legit, dude. Legit, please. Kindly. Just keep those comments to yourself. This is not the chat for that at all. And quite frankly, in my opinion, nowhere. I don't want any sort of hate. All right? We're just trying to talk about astrology, talk about basketball right now. I get there's very important things going on in the world, but we're not talking about that right now. And quite frankly, F off with those comments, okay? I will just banish you or ban you from the chat. I'd rather not, but I will. I don't think I have any moderators in the chat right now, but if there is any moderators in the chat right now, feel free. All right. But anyway, so I think that's all I wanted to touch on, you guys. Let me grab my notebook. And yeah, I think that's it. Basically, Picked the Nuggets to win today by like 3-6. Talked about all the ongoings, kind of what I think is going to go down. And yeah, we'll have to look out for this extra emotional energy. And like, just example within the chat right here on YouTube, like the moon working towards an opposition to Mars. Mars can be associated again with hate and anger. The moon is our emotions. So we got a little bit of that going on here. All right. So on a collective level, anyway. All right. So I'm probably going to pop off after the first quarter. Couple minutes left. And since I'm watching on Hulu, I'm like probably a minute behind the actual like live version. And they keep taking the score away. Like, I don't know why they're doing that, but they keep moving the score. Like, I don't know why they just don't have it on the bottom of the screen. That's a minor, small world complaint. Okay. But I do declare that Denver's still up here. So I think by a couple. All right. Please show us the score. I don't want to have to go to Google, but I will. I'll go to Google. Wow, the Timberwolves finally hit a 3. It's like if you keep shooting threes, eventually one's gonna drop. But like, set up a damn play. I swear we never see that being set up. All right. I had to go to Google because they're not showing me the score. So there's about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Denver is up 24-18. All right. Oh my God, Dalton, you're way too nice. Thank you. And like, considering, I mean, I really appreciate that. Thank you. And like, I feel kind of like a little bit like a ragamuffin right now. Like, I just came back from a walk with my dog. I was kind of like, it was very cold outside. My hair is kind of looking a little bit wonky. I put a little lip gloss on to try to like zhuzh it up. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Must be because, again, you're Leo. I'm a Leo rising, so just got that energy. But yeah, I appreciate that. You're very nice. You're very kind. Thank you. And I did see you on Raps chat, so you got it going on too, man. All right. The Leos, they always got it going on. All right. Peace, Dalton. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Always good to see you. Enjoy that moon in Leo energy. All right. And I'm almost on an hour over here. So probably pop off after that. It'll be kind of like good timing. All right. 1:45 to go. Denver 26, Minnesota 18. And in the past, these two teams, just like Denver, has kind of been a Thor in the Timberwolves hide a little bit. All right. I do have a little tiny crush on Chris Finch, the Timberwolves head coach. A little crush on him. He's wearing and I think Chris Finch, I think he's a Scorpio. He was born during Scorpio season. So it looks good in all black, right? He's got those sneakers on though too. He's just kind of got this aura about him a little bit. Nas Reed for the 3. Ah! They tried to do a play. It did not work. Ashford, thank you for following. That is so kind. Thank you so much. I'm trying out the TikTok live, you guys, on TikTok, because I got permission to go live on TikTok. So I didn't think I would be able to do that. So anyway, I'm appreciating that the TikTok sphere is letting me try it out. So, but I've been going live on my YouTube channel, which is Sports Stars and Beyond with Jade, for many, many moons. So if you ever find yourself on YouTube, come hang out there. And I'm also on my Twitch account too. So, but I thought I would be able to stream like all 3 channels, like under the same umbrella. Like I use Restream to do my live streaming, and TikTok wouldn't let me do that. So I got TikTok on my phone, and then I got everything else on my computer over here. So that's kind of why I'm like semi all over the place. But yeah, appreciate everybody being here, just checking it out. Okay, is this quarter ever going to end? Ah! All right. Not that I don't like hanging out. I did get I got a burrito earlier and it's in my fridge, so I feel like it's kind of calling to me right now. William, what? Let's see. Could be worse. You could be like me, a Bulls fan. Hey, you know what? In their heyday, though, I mean, come on. You can always jump ship. You can join the Timberwolves. Come on, come bandwagon over here. But yeah, I mean, the Timberwolves haven't done diddly in many, many years. So, I mean, the last couple of years they've been competitive, but after Kevin Garnett left, it's been a trudge for the Timberwolves. They've been howling for a while. All right. But, it's funny too. I actually just thought of this right now. The Timberwolves being ruled by the moon today. And, think about wolves, think about Timberwolves. They're always howling at the moon. So it's kind of fitting. I think they might be all howl today, though, unfortunately, and a little less bite. So, all right. Denver just went up by 10. I'm going to have to write this in my notebook, though, so I don't forget. But the prediction, because, again, you guys, nerd notes for the win here. Otherwise, I will forget pretty much everything that I already said. But it took Denver like a couple of minutes to get things going, but I kind of thought it would be a little bit of a more slow, like, trudge for Denver today, just because, again, they are ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is such a slow mover, but man, they're up by 11, almost the end of the first quarter. So it's like, didn't take them long. Hey, somebody was listening to me. Anthony Edwards drove to the hoop. All right. Just drive to the basket when you got one-on-one, when they're not playing zone. And what did you do? Made the basket. And, I also mentioned this earlier during the stream, like Anthony Edwards just kind of having to lead the whole team, like take the Timberwolves by the hand and like, here we go, you guys. Let me lead the way. Oh, nice defensive effort there for the Timberwolves, causing an air ball. End of the first quarter, you guys. Timberwolves down by 9. It is 31-22. So, again, when I do the astrology, I got to stay neutral. I can't have any sort of fandom because the feelings get in the way, when you do the astrology chart. But it is a little bit more of a challenge for me when I do read charts of teams, where one team I do like. So that's a little bit of a challenge for me to put my feelings to the side. But the majority of you kind of know that already. But for those of you that don't, but yeah, it'd be, as an astrologer, I hope I get the prediction right and that I read the chart correctly and that Denver does win. But as a Timberwolves fan, all right, if they do end up winning, I'd be happy about that. So I'll just consider it a win-win. But I'm going to write down my findings for the game in my notebook so I don't forget. And next stream probably maybe Tuesday for the full moon. Again, full moon coming up on the 3rd, 3/3, culmination, endings, all right? Especially what's been, happening the last couple of weeks here. And also, just a little friendly reminder for everybody, Mercury is retrograde right now. So that's nothing new. Mercury usually goes retrograde a couple of times a year. The only planets that don't retrograde are the luminaries, the sun and the moon. Everything else has its time to retrograde. But so if you can, back up your files. If people and you find yourself just being kind of a little bit off, like today I experienced that, like on the road driving home from the park. I felt like people were like merging, like coming over to get in, like, and not giving enough space. Like you could have waited 30 seconds and then came over, but no, you decided to do that and then only give us like so much space there. And then, yeah, I feel like that's one of the main things. The Boers, I already said that, man. I already said that. And the negativity, I'm not feeling it, all right? Not feeling it. And if you do go wager, that's on you. I have not told anybody to wager at all. This is just for entertainment and for fun. So if you do go wager and you get it wrong, don't come crying to me because I didn't tell you to do that. Okay. Did I get to the point fast enough for you? And even within the chat today, the Mercury retrograde happening. People are being a little bit off, being a little bit frustrating here. Okay. And that could be because Mercury is retrograde right now. So again, just kind of like take a step back. If you guys are feeling that, all right, especially again with all forms of communication, car, email, text message, talking, all right. If you find yourself like, why can't they understand me? Or like vice versa. All right, Mercury retrograde, that is happening. So maybe a little bit more patience. And, you know, with Mercury being in Pisces right now, being retrograde in Pisces right now, Pisces can be associated with like drugs or alcohol or like anything to kind of like escape. You know, if you find yourself maybe doing a little extra of that, and if you can hold off, that might be for the best. But I mean, live your life, people. All right. I'm just sharing a couple of tips. But long story short, if you find people to be weird, be extra frustrating, just take a step, take a minute. Mercury retrograde, it's going to cause a little bit of funky communication. And eventually, Mercury will go back direct. And I think Mercury will go back direct and moving as it normally moves about March 20th. So we just started. So anyway, it happens. So, all right. That would be rude. Well, that would be very rude. I don't hope that you do that, because I think you could find better things to do with your time than do that. But all right, everybody else that's watching, just remember that now. And it's like, I'm not going to give any more energy to this just because I don't want to, but I've been doing predictions on this channel for many, many years. And this is just the very first one that you've joined in on. So I think you could find better use of your time than doing that. So anyway, all right. I think I want to end on a high note. So hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday. Really appreciate you being here, stopping on through. Second quarter, Timberwolves 27, Denver 31. All right. So I do think it's probably going to be a close game. And I will say that if one team does like end up winning by a wide margin, I think it'll come at like the end where it's like, okay, then it really kind of takes off. But again, just to wrap it up, had Denver winning by 3-6. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, maybe next stream on Tuesday, just a little bit of full moon chatter, possibly. But I will go over this prediction on my next stream. And now TikTok is trying to make me say that I am a person, just as I was about to pop off of here, but that's okay. All right. Well, everybody, YouTube, Twitch, I'm going to say bye to you guys first. Appreciate you being here. All right. Everybody be good. Take care. Be cool. All the things. All right. So again, appreciate you being here. Till next time, everybody. Peace out.